Hello guys, in my today's lecture I am going to explain you what is actually action potential, depolarization, hyperpolarization and repolarization. So before starting actual topic, let us suppose consider one example. Suppose someone touches my fingertip. If I am able to feel that touch, it means action potential is created in that nerve ending and it travels and it went to my CNS. Let me explain you through diagram. This is the enlarged part of neuron of our fingertip, and here there is CNS. So when stimulus is provided to the neuron, it means action potential is created and it travel to the CNS. So now point is, what is action potential? Let me explain you. So action potential is electrochemical fluctuation. It is an electrochemical fluctuation which occurs in the excitable cell, or you can define it as it is a membrane potential difference which occurs in excitable cell, which is responsible for or which propagate impulse from one cell to other cell. अब आप ये सोच रहे होंगे कि एक्शन पोटेंशियल की क्या जरूरत है, तो लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू. एक्शन पोटेंशियल plays an important part in our cell-to-cell communication. Cell-to-cell communication. Let me give you one example. For example, muscle. In muscle, action potential is responsible for contraction. Similarly, take another example. Pancreas. In pancreas, action potential is responsible to provoke the release of insulin. Hope you guys understand this concept. Now, second part. So, like other cell, it also has sodium-potassium ATPase channel. It also have sodium-potassium ATPase channel. ATPase channel. So, this neuron constantly pump sodium out and bringing potassium in. So, inner side of neuron consists of high concentration of potassium or is very rich in proton. So, note this point. In the resting state, the membrane of neuron is much permeable for potassium, or you can say not or very less permeable for sodium. So, here there is continuous diffusion of potassium out of the cell, and this procedure is continue until the equilibrium potential for potassium reaches. Look, what I am trying to say. In the resting state, the membrane of neuron is much permeable for sodium or not, or very less permeable for sodium. So, sorry, here potassium and here sodium. So, this procedure is continue until, that is, the efflux of potassium is continue until the stage arises, equilibrium potential for potassium, which is also described as resting membrane potential. Let me explain you through graph. This is graph, and here there is resting membrane potential. So, this procedure is continue until the stage arrives, that is resting membrane potential. So, next part is, here in the membrane of neuron there is sodium channel. So, when stimulus is provided, look, up till now there is no stimulus is provided, so this neuron is in resting stage. So, when the stimulus is provided to the neuron, this mechanically sensitive sodium channel is activated, which causes influx of sodium. So, this sodium bring resting membrane potential to threshold potential. So, at this stage, when threshold potential arrives, there is activation of voltage gated sodium channel. At threshold potential, there is activation of voltage gated sodium channel, or you can say there is activation of millions of voltage gated sodium channel which bring massive influx of sodium in. So, this part of neuron, or this local part which is permeable to sodium, which causes massive influx of sodium in, this sodium drag its potential back to the equilibrium potential for sodium. Let me explain you. This is equilibrium potential for sodium. So look, when stimulus is provided, there is activation of mechanically sensitive sodium channel. So there is influx of sodium. This sodium brings resting membrane potential to threshold potential. At threshold potential, there is activation of voltage gated sodium channel through which massive influx of sodium occur through activated gate of voltage gated sodium channel. Note this point. This voltage gated sodium channel have two configuration. In resting state, the activated gate of voltage gated sodium channel is closed and inactivated gate is open. But in excited state, the activated gate is open. So when threshold potential arrives, there is influx of sodium through activated gate of voltage gated sodium channel. It brings membrane potential to become rise. But at this stage, the membrane potential could not reach to the equilibrium potential for sodium due to the closing of inactivated gate of voltage gated sodium channel. Look, what I'm trying to say. Resting membrane potential reach to the threshold potential. At threshold potential, membrane potential rises, but it could not reach to the equilibrium potential for sodium due to the closing of inactivated gate of sodium. At this stage, the membrane become more or more less negative. And this procedure or this process continue until stage arrive, which is called as depolarization, or you will call it as the membrane become polarized. Membrane become depolarized. So this is called as depolarization. This is called as depolarization. So after depolarization, this voltage gated sodium channel is inactivated and suddenly there is activation of voltage gated potassium channel. So there is efflux of potassium out of the neuron, which bring membrane potential to become more or more negative, or you can say membrane potential back to its resting membrane potential. Look, what I am trying to say. After closing of voltage gated sodium channel, there is activation of voltage sensitive potassium channel, which bring potassium out of the cell, which bring membrane potential to become more or more negative, or membrane potential drags to resting membrane potential. So this is called as repolarization. This is called as repolarization. So at resting membrane potential, there is closing of voltage sensitive potassium channel. But as potassium channel takes much time to close, the membrane potential becomes far or more negative than resting membrane potential, and this is called as hyperpolarization. This is called as hyperpolarization. Look, I'm going to explain you all. Look. After stimulus to the neuron, there is activation of mechanically sensitive sodium channel, which brings sodium in. This sodium causes resting membrane potential to reach or to convert into threshold potential. At threshold potential stage, there is activation of voltage gated sodium channel. This voltage gated sodium channel has two configuration. In resting state, there is closing of activated gate and opening of inactivated gate. But in excited state, there is opening of activated gate and there is this inactivated gate is already open. So there is massive influx of sodium in. So this sodium causes membrane potential to rise, but it could not reach to the equilibrium potential for sodium due to the closing of inactivated gate of sodium. So membrane become more or more negative, and this procedure is continue until the stage arrive called as depolarization. So after depolarization, there is activation of voltage sensitive potassium channel, which brings potassium out of the cell. This causes membrane to become more or more negative, or it reach to the resting back to the resting membrane potential, and this part is called as repolarization. So after repolarization, this voltage sensitive potassium channel is closed, but as potassium channel takes much time to close, the membrane potential become far negative than resting membrane potential. So this is called as hyperpolarization. Hope you guys understand this concept. Thank you.